The government's plan to limit access to job seeker support for 18 and 19-year-olds has triggered concerns about rising poverty and hardship.
No shit.
The Greens say there aren't enough jobs available for the more than 4,000 teenagers expected to become ineligible. But the Prime Minister says he's determined to curb benefit dependency. Political correspondent Zane Small.
By cracking down on those in society that are genuinely the most vulnerable. They're going to curb it. They're going to get rid of it.
Reports.
A grey day in the capital to match the reaction of punters we spoke to about the government's policy of limiting access to benefit support for 18 and 19-year-olds.
I don't think it's a great idea, to be fair.
I think it's harsh and it's going to cause big problems.
But the Prime Minister insists it will ultimately help young people.
Setting up an expectation that it's okay just to drift on to an unemployment benefit.
I've got some video to play from breakfast. I may or not play all of it, but he sets up these scenarios that, like, you finish the line with, says no one anywhere ever. One of the things he said on breakfast is, this kid who might have had bad attendance at school. What? You've got this in radio, we used to call it a psychographic listener. It would be a real specific person that you were broadcasting to. When I was at More FM, it was like a 32-year-old woman was the psychographic listener. He's setting this up to be like a real specific person. And it's really interesting. I would wonder if you got Luxon to shut his eyes, who was the specific person he was talking about? What did they look like? Because he speaks very specifically about a person like it's all people who are going to be on this.
Setting up an expectation that it's okay just to drift on to an unemployment benefit or to job seeker is not right. We're not doing the right thing by New Zealand for the long term.
From November 2026, 18 and 19-year-olds without dependent children will have to pass a new parental assistance test to qualify for job seeker support. If the applicant's parents earn more than $65,500 a year, they will not be eligible, and their parents will be expected to look after them.
The salary threshold is quite low for parents, I think.
Yeah, think about that. That's 2 part-time minimum wage salaries could get you there. 2 people working 3 or 4 days a week on minimum wage would get you there. Those are the people who this government is saying, sorry, and he did say this in one of the interviews, you chose to have them. That's literally where he's at.
Those parents having to support 18, 19-year-olds and put extra burden on families who are already doing it pretty tough.
I understand that the government's trying to reconfigure, however, for young people there doesn't appear to be, and as I live in Wellington, particularly in the Wellington area, work for them.
The unemployment rate in Wellington has been rising over the past year. For example, the largest portion of the public service workforce is in the capital. And the latest data from the Public Service Commission shows there were about 2,000 fewer full-time employees in March compared to the same time last year.
The truth is that there's simply not enough jobs for young people out there at the moment. The government should be focusing on creating jobs as opposed to punishing young people.
To encourage young people to find work, the government is introducing a new bonus payment of $1,000 for eligible 18 to 24-year-olds on job seeker support who stay off the benefit for at least 1 year. That payment will be available from October 2026.
We are saying to our young people under the age of 25 that work matters. It's so much more beneficial for you than going on to a life of welfare.
The young people that
See again, is a real specific person going on to a life of welfare, which is not the majority of 18 or 19-year-olds who use job seeker for a period of time. So he's talking real specifically about what this person is going to be. They're going to have poor attendance at school. They're going to float on to job seeker, and all of the people around them are going to encourage them, and they're going to stay there for the rest of their lives. It's real specific, the person that he's talking about.
we serve here at Kickback, look, they are looking for work. They are applying for jobs. They are getting rejected over and over again, told that they don't have the experience, told that they don't have the right level of training. Barriers to the workforce that young beneficiaries will have to break through to get their $1,000 bonus.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. The other thing about it is he said on breakfast about the $1,000 bonus. He's like, if we can stop young people going on to benefit, the stats will show they can be on benefits at $18,000 a year for 18 years or something. That's a lot of money. And I did the numbers that he was talking. It's just under $300K. And he's like, here's $1,000. Like, even if you were doing this like a business thing, and even if someone was like jerry rigging the system, do you think offering them $1,000 is going to get them to go, oh, yep, well, I won't take that 300,000 other dollars then? Like, even their solution of that seems bloody stupid, Chewie. But you're welcome back, Chewie. Welcome back to the commentary. The bald-headed ball is yours.
This has been so drearily predictable.
Yeah.
From the start of this government, that they don't want us to call it this, but they have been doing austerity. And everything that we know to be true, to be provable, that happens every time a government goes down the line of austerity measures, everything that we know will happen has happened. So they've tanked the economy.
Yep.
They've laid off a whole bunch of people in the terms of like, we've got to tighten our belt. Times are tough. Okay. So they've put the shits up everybody in this country to the point where either their wages have come down, their costs have gone up, whether it's food, power, rent, childcare, transport, it has all gone up. Nobody is getting a pay rise to keep up with that. Everybody's getting, if you're getting a pay rise at all, it's under the level of inflation. So you're getting a pay cut.
Yeah, real terms.
So then the money is not flowing into the economy. So then businesses go, we need to tighten our belt and cut costs. So you have more people out of a job. Sorry, I don't have hours. We don't have the work coming in. Nobody is doing their kitchen renovations at the moment. That sort of thing. And so it flows. Now, if you're a young person with little experience, you've just come out of high school, that sort of thing, you are now competing with all of these other people that have more experience than you for fewer and fewer jobs. Now, you look at all of the stats of how many jobs are being advertised on Seek, how many people are on Job Seeker, and the total amount of jobs in the economy at the moment, there is not work for everyone. So if you're young, you're at the bottom of the pile. If you're young and brown, well, I'm sorry, we know we have systemic problems finding you a job. But now we're going to have the person that said on election night he was going to lead a government for all New Zealanders, sitting there and going, yeah, 18, 19-year-olds, you're legally adults. You should legally be able to access all of what we have available. But no, we're going to blame this on parents, and we're going to set it so fucking low that, two full-time jobs? Is it a full-time and a part-time job?
Yeah, no, because what's minimum wage is about $25 an hour, eh?
Yeah.
Pretty close to it. So 25 times 40 is of course 1,000. So 52,000 a year is about minimum wage. So, and they're saying 65. So basically minimum wage, full-time salary for let's just be 1950s family here, for dad, and mum working a weekend day. And you're there.
Wow, that's low.